Research clearly shows that the amount of information retained from lecture-based training is very small, somewhere around 5%. So in other words, if you give a 45-minute long presentation or webinar, they're going to remember out of that 45 minutes about 2 minutes of it. 2! The question's going to quickly become, which 2 minutes did they retain? Was it the first 2 minutes, the last 2 minutes, some combination of minutes that total up to 2 minutes? Don't know. So they're only going to retain a very small amount of it. Now, that begs sort of two different schools of thought. One is, don't make all your training lecture-based. Don't just default to, we're going to do a webinar. Just, you got to understand that's part of the puzzle. But if that's all you do, they're not really going to retain very much of that information. The other thing that kind of makes you think about, that if you are going to do something that's presentation-based, are you sharing the need-to-know critical information and hammering that again and again and again in hopes that the 5% of information they retain happens to be that need-to-know stuff? Or are you going to cram in a bunch of nice-to-know that's really not relevant, that really isn't going to help you get the session objective accomplished? So lecture-based training, it's needed. You got to do it, of course. But just go into it eyes wide open. They're only going to retain a very small amount of it, so think long and hard. Is there something else we can do besides lecture-based training? There absolutely is. And for the sections that are lecture-based, how do we really focus that in so that if they only remember 5%, they remember the important 5%? Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment down below.